Those of us who grew up learning about new technologies and the emerging world of internet gaming remember what it was like to have an online pal at the time. For Baek Su Jeong, played by Moon Ka-young, playing video games was a waste of time, something only immature boys like her younger brother enjoyed. That is, until she becomes obsessed with a new game and encounters a player known only as Black Dragon. He is skillful and intelligent, and as far as Su Jeong is aware, he is older than her, making him the guy of her fantasies. My Dearest Nemesis begins as a novel K-drama that explores a rarely seen topic: internet relationships and the reality behind them. The internet may be a deadly environment. You can easily create a personality and lie about everything from your gender to your age, making it impossible to determine who you are speaking with behind the computer. Unfortunately, Su Jeong learns this in the most unpleasant and unexpected manner when she meets Black Dragon for the first time. Instead of a 22-year-old college student, she discovers that her crush is actually a 15-year-old boy, played by Moon Woo-jin, who has been lying to her. This is where the turmoil for the two of them begins, as does the entertainment for us. Though viewing Su Jeong's disappointment is heartbreaking, you can't help but giggle at Ju Yeon's silly behavior because, after all, he's a teenager pretending to be an adult. However, what may appear sweet to spectators turns out to be completely cringeworthy for Su Jeong. Despite the time they spent together online gaming, the embarrassment is too much for her to take, and when he proclaims his love, she rejects him viciously. As her first love ends tragically, she pledges never to be fooled again and to rely solely on herself. After all, she has been doing exactly that since her mother died. Despite the constant teasing from her classmates and her family situation, she is accepted into a prominent university, demonstrating that she is the strong female lead this show requires. It is pretty usual to see workplace K-dramas abuse the Cinderella-like tale. However, this one deviates from that cliché right away. Su Jeong has succeeded 16 years later and is now a career lady in a large corporation. But making a living is difficult, especially when you work in a vicious corporate world that is constantly attempting to crush you. That's why it's no surprise Su Jeong becomes a notorious director killer. Although she used to be a powerful healer in the game, she now eliminates every employer who enters her office with a single hit, making her the greatest nightmare in her organization. In that way, it's pleasant to see a woman advocate for herself and her coworkers. However, this changes when she meets her new director, Ju Yeon, Choi Hyun-wook. He is the ideal wealthy heir to the Yongseong Group and the sole grandson of their chairperson. On the outside, he appears competent, smart, and attractive. However, on the inside, he conceals a completely different personality. While Su Jeong left behind her brief career as a gamer, Ju Yeon is what everyone would describe as a complete nerd. He enjoys video games, comics, and hard rock. He loves collecting figures so much that he will fight a small child for a one-of-a-kind item. For many others, his passion would be nothing to hide, but for Ju Yeon, it is his one weakness, an unspeakable secret that no one should ever know about. This dichotomy of his makes him a highly interesting and distinct male protagonist. He distinguishes out not only for his appearance but also for his complicated personality. Ju Yeon has a certain objective and is determined to attain it. However, his first encounter with Su Jeong is fraught with misunderstandings, including a smashed car and a trip to the hospital. And when they meet again as director and team leader at the same company, they inevitably become fierce adversaries. Furthermore, things become tricky when Su Jeong finds his alternative existence. This makes her a serious threat to Ju Yeon, who does all in his power to force her to quit her work. Su Jeong isn't sure why her boss continues to target her, but she doesn't back down when things get complicated. On the contrary, she pushes as hard as her opponent. As their rivalry grows, so does Ju Yeon's anxiety. Despite being a rich heir, his family is far from ideal. We know very little about his past, but we can see his relationship with his grandmother, the only relative he has left after his parents' passing, and she isn't exactly a loving one. She blames him for the death of her son, and in order to make him the successor of her company, she constantly tests him, forcing Ju Yeon to show the utmost flawless picture of a businessman. Seeing Ju Yeon as a quirky, extravagant man, it makes you wonder exactly how much pain he is keeping inside that makes him seclude himself in that fantasy world. He isn't far from earning his grandmother's recognition, but Su Jeong is obviously becoming an impediment. Nonetheless, he can't help but appreciate her drive and talent. On the other hand, she can see he's not like the other filmmakers, but his over-the-top attitude, which reminds her of Black Dragon, makes it difficult to recognize his true personality. However, they must work together to achieve a common objective, and they are all about winning, which draws them closer even when they do not want to. Just 2 episodes in, and one of the most enjoyable aspects of this Korean drama is the connection between the leads, despite their diametrically opposed personalities. And when Ju Yeon forces Su Jeong to attend a party with him, they face a new setback the moment a random man harasses her. Ju Yeon has to step out and help her, without knowing exactly what the consequences of his actions will be. And while they are at odds, they cannot deny the budding feelings within them, which also gives butterflies to the viewers. But what will happen when they discover they are each other's shameful first love? We will find out how these pair of enemies turn the table around for their relationship in the upcoming episodes of My Dearest Nemesis.